Welcome, mates. Today, we're diving deep into the Delves, Nerubian Menace quest in World of Warcraft. This is one of those quests that offers plenty of flexibility, no matter what tier level you're ready to tackle. I've already completed the Spiral Wave in Tier 4 and the Underkeep in Tier 2, so I'm going to walk you through the steps, strategies, and challenges you'll face as you take on these lower to mid-range tiers, or even if you decide to push into higher difficulties. Quest Overview. The Nerubian Menace quest is part of an epic campaign that sends you beneath the surface, into the treacherous world of the Nerubians. These ancient, insect-like creatures have built sprawling, labyrinthine delves under Azeroth. This quest takes you on an exploration mission where you fight off Nerubian enemies, rescue captives, and unravel the dark plans of these twisted creatures. No matter which level of the delves you dive into, the environment will be challenging, full of traps, twisting paths, and hostile creatures. But here's the beauty of this quest: you can complete it at different tiers. Whether you're aiming for a Tier 2 run like the Underkeep or pushing into more difficult layers like the Spiral Wave at Tier 4, the choice is yours. And yes, the difficulty ramps up with each tier, but so do the rewards. The path so far. Let's talk strategy. With the Spiral Wave completed at Tier 4, you've already faced some pretty tough enemies. This tier introduced more complex mob mechanics, requiring solid coordination and quick reflexes. The enemies hit harder, have more health, and the environment can be tricky to navigate. For the Underkeep in Tier 2, the difficulty was lower, but don't let that fool you. The Nerubians are always a force to be reckoned with. In this tier, you'll deal with groups of enemies that are easier to take down, but they tend to swarm you, making it vital to manage your crowd control abilities effectively. Flexible tier progression. One of the best parts of Delves, Nerubian Menace, is its flexible progression. You can choose to play at any tier level without worrying about having to start over from scratch. If you're just in it for the experience or the lore, lower tiers are an excellent way to breeze through the content. However, if you're after more significant rewards or pushing for achievements, the higher tiers like Tier 4 and beyond offer a greater challenge and, in turn, better loot. Since I've done Tier 2 and Tier 4, I can confirm that the rewards scale accordingly. For my runs, the rewards were average, reflecting the tiers I completed. Keep this in mind: while you're not locked into any specific level, higher tiers do promise more exciting gear and items. Strategic advice for completing the quest. If you're tackling Nerubian Menace in the lower tiers, you can focus more on building an efficient team and refining your approach to combat. Prioritize AoE damage and crowd control since the Nerubians tend to swarm you. For higher tier delves, like Tier 4 and above, preparation is key. Make sure you're well geared and ready to take on multiple bosses with more complex mechanics. When you're in the higher tiers, don't forget that positioning and timing are critical. The Nerubians often ambush, and certain environmental hazards can make things even more challenging. Watch for traps and use the environment to your advantage. Corridors can be a great place to funnel enemies for easier management. Whether you're taking on Nerubian Menace for the lore or for the loot, there's something here for every player. You can enjoy the quest at any tier without being penalized, but if you're looking for the best rewards, pushing yourself to complete it at higher difficulties will be worth your time. Ready to take on the Nerubian swarms? Let's gear up and head into the depths, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more quest guides, raid walkthroughs, and World of Warcraft content. I'll see you in the Delves. Let's conquer the Nerubian Menace together.